Warriors signed Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton today. And what I will say is cool signings. I liked DeAnthony Melton a lot on the team before he tore his ACL or something like that. It was one of those injuries where he literally didn't play for the rest of the year, and then we traded him. And Al Horford is old as fuck, but he's high IQ, good defensive big man, can stretch the floor a little bit, and always has that type of like he's savvy. He fits what the Warriors want to do, and I get it. I always want this team to get younger because that's who I am. I understand the landscape of the NBA when it comes to this, like the spots of like, okay, you know, we have an old star, and one of our younger players is disgruntled with how the team's going. So you know what? Let's try to get a little younger with our signings. Try to get some younger pieces. It doesn't have to be stars. They can be promising players. That's why I was happy when we had people like Jordan Poole on our team. But man, in like 3 years, we're fucking cooked. Like I can't even explain how cooked we are in 3 years. But let's talk about some positives from this real quick. Al Horford, like I just said, is a big man, older, but he is still a good interior defensive player. He is one of the better interior defensive players at that position at this point in time. When it comes to his mind, he is a very smart interior defender. So that's what we need, because we have people like Draymond Green who he can stand next to, and I don't think Al Horford's going to play more than 25 minutes per game because of his age. But in those 25 minutes, we're going to see a very good defensive, like at least interior between those two. And we just have a good defensive system and scheme overall with people like Jimmy Butler. Moses Moody is a great defender at this point. We're going to get Gary Payton back. DeAnthony Melton, like I just said, we signed him. He's a great defender. So I am excited to see how we are defensively. And, of course, our system fits around the type of player that Al Horford is. We are a very free-flowing offense. We like to get on the move. It's a structure that is so, like, a structure that works so well for big men that can shoot. That's why Bielitsa has such a good year with us. That's why Otto Porter was very good with us, because any big man that can really space the floor, even just a little bit, has a fun time with us. Let's just say that. So it's really cool. Or even like big men that don't really space the floor. Like we revived the career of JaVale McGee because he was able to feed off of what our stars, specifically Curry, at the time Clay, KD, you know, we were able to like really feed him in moments because, you know, all the attention was on them. DeAnthony Melton, if you don't know, he's like a really good 3-and-D guard, wing-ass like player. I do like the pickup. I am a little concerned about the injury stuff. I also heard that we're going to get Gary Payton back as well, which I am happy about. I love Gary Payton. He's one of my favorite players on the Warriors right now. I love watching him play. He's a great defender. If he had more minutes, or if he had like a more amicable offensive game, he would definitely be in the game more, but he doesn't. Some other names I'm excited for with the Warriors. I want to see if Pods takes another step, which I'm not going to lie, I doubt it. But if he does, that would be very fruitful for our team, genuinely, because he is the youngest player of the team, I believe, other than like any like rookie we sign or anything like that. But we just need something to look forward to in the next few years, and it really doesn't look like we have anything. The best player that we have that is young is Jonathan Kuminga, and Kuminga's probably gone, to be honest. And I hope he is, just simply off the fact that a lot of our players have hinted at the fact that he's going to be gone. So if he comes back, it's going to be pretty weird and awkward. And also, he doesn't really fit what we want to do. He doesn't fit the system as well as we'd want him to, especially near Curry. Like, I would rather have a worse player overall that fits the system more, a few picks if we can, and like make that work out. Like, I hate this player, but like Dylan Brooks fits what we want to do as a team, and it would work if we got like picks and stuff like that from the Suns. But that's neither here nor there. Even like a Royce O'Neal, PJ Washington, just like a 3 or 4 that can shoot, play great defense, you know, work well within the team system, rather than Kuminga, because Kuminga wants to ball out. Kuminga wants to ball out, and I respect it because he's taken the back seat for the last 3 years, ever since he's been drafted. Because the year he got drafted, we won a ring. Then after that, you know, we had a few different things going on, and he was never really able to take that next step within our lineup. He still hasn't been able to. He's dealt with injuries a few separate times, like to be out for like a few months, a few weeks, things like that. So to see him disgruntled with the current system is completely understandable. And I hope he does do well in his next team, his next venture. I hope it's great. But yeah, man, some negatives about it, like I was saying, age. Like the age, like our age is scary to think about, because if like injury prospects are a lot higher than like anybody's really making it seem. Like there is a good percentage chance that somebody gets hurt this season for us, and also we don't have another like player that can be a ball handler. Like I understand some people think Pods can take that role next season. I personally don't think he can ball handle shit. Y'all see me on the pod. If you haven't seen the pod, then watch the fucking pod. But I really didn't like Pods last season just because he was so inconsistent, and also like his game didn't really fit anything that was going on, in my opinion at least. Like he used to just like drive in, do a bullshit ass floater, which is not a high percentage shot for us because there's so many other people who I'd rather have shoot the ball than have Pods shoot a fuck ass floater. Like I'd rather have Buddy Hield shoot a 3. I'd rather have obviously Curry shoot a 3. I'd rather have now D'Anthony Melton shoot a 3. I'd rather have you pass it down to Draymond so we can run a different play. I'd rather even have Posty shoot a 3. Like I'm at that point where I don't want to see him shoot those shots. He did have a few good games in the playoffs, but as soon as Curry went down in the Timberwolves series, he was donkey dog water dog shit, and it was very hard to watch. To be honest, I'd stopped watching the games. After game 3, I was like, nah, I'm not watching game 4. Why the fuck would I watch game 4? Because we're going to lose, and it's going to be embarrassing because we don't have Steph. In game 1 of that series, we were in complete control of that game. Now, I'm not going to come on here and say that we were guaranteed to win this series if Steph doesn't get hurt. But there is a very high percentage chance that if we win that, like if we win that game, Curry stays healthy, all that stuff, we win the series, and we face OKC in a like pretty even matchup at the time, at least in my opinion. Of course, OKC is very high in people's minds, high in people's regards, but they did have a bit of a tough time with an Indiana Pacers team that's kind of similar to what the Warriors have. But let's keep that on the back burner because it's a bunch of predictions and shit like that. Some other things I've seen, there's a video of Jason Tatum in the gym getting working out and things like that, and I think people are kind of blowing it out of proportion. I am happy to see that he's back on his feet dribbling. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. I saw him back in the gym too. I'm very happy for that. But Celtics fans and Mavs fans, do not hold out hope. Kyrie has already said that he's not playing next season, and Jason Tatum, of course, he's an optimist. He's light skinned, but genuinely, I'm not gonna lie to you. There is absolutely no way Jason Tatum's playing next season. If he does, it's gonna be in April, and if they're not good, might as well not fucking play Tatum. Like genuinely, you might as well not play. It's just the fact that those type of injuries, the build up is a lot slower than you understand. But like he might think he's getting close to 100%, but nah, bro. Game speed is way different than what y'all think is in that video. Game speed, game intensity is way different than that video y'all saw of him working out alone. I'm very happy to see that, but I can promise you're not going to see him in 2025. I can promise you there is going to be no Jason Tatum in 2025. Maybe 2026. Doubt that it's early. Like, genuinely, it's one of those injuries. I saw the same things with Klay Thompson when he had his first injury, and then, bam, he overdid it and re-aggravated his shit. That's what I'm scared that Jason Tatum might do because he's so eager to get out there and get healthy. And, you can respect that from a young guy. He's trying to get back out there for his team. He feels really, really sad about how the season ended for them, and he's trying to get it back for the fans and for the team, but no. To be honest, this current Celtics team isn't even really a contender. I don't even think they're a contender really with Jason Tatum, because of the way that they've like unraveled a bit due to the second apron. They gave up Porzingis for Georges Niang, and Georges Niang isn't even on the team anymore. They gave up Drew Holiday, who was a big part of their finals run, for nothing. It's looking nasty from this season. If I'm Jason Tatum, I'm just saying I'm gonna play it safe, take this year off, work out, rehab. I'm happy to be at game speed in my mind, because that's not game speed. People are saying that's game speed. No, the fuck it is not. That is not game speed. I'm taking that as a W in my mind, and I'm continuing to move forward and slowly progress, because every time somebody has rushed back from an injury like this, it has not gone well. It genuinely has not gone well. And anytime someone has said, I feel more explosive during my rehab after an injury like that, they have not been more explosive. Y'all have to stop taking these quotes and all this stuff like it's to heart. You know what I mean? Like, I understand this video is very exciting if you're a Celtics fan. he needs to slow down a bit. I'll be honest. He needs to slow down a bit. There might be a few more things I want to talk about. Let me check. It's been a good week for me, y'all. Chilling, having a good time. Real Sports made a joke about us getting Al Horford by showing his stats, but like half the games are like half a decade ago. But let's see. LeBron won't leave the Lakers unless it's perfect, bro. He's not leaving the Lakers. Shut up. I'm tired of this stupid discourse. I don't want to see it. I'm bored of LeBron discourse when it comes to him leaving the Lakers, because unless there is literally a word from LeBron's team, from Clutch Sports, I'm leaving the Lakers, then I don't give a fuck. He's not leaving the Lakers. Like, we just have to get out of that dream that for some reason he wants to go to a different team again and team up and, make another super team or some shit like that. It's not happening. He's just going to probably let it go, end his career with the Lakers, and then retire with the Lakers, which is cool. He has 4 rings. He's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. So he doesn't really have much else to prove. We have to let go of this whole, fever dream that he's going to do some crazy shit for some reason. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Go ahead and follow my other page if you want to see more of me. Subscribe, share this shit. Peace.